Hello dear students, last time we have taken the absolute error, mean, relative error and the percentage error. Now today we are taking the combination of errors in the second chapter standard 11 physics. So dear students, when we do an experiment involving several measurements, we must know how the error in all measurements combine. Suppose in experiment of finding density of substance, we measure the mass and volume of the substance, and there would be errors in each of these two measurements. Then we must know what the error will be in the density of the substance. So there are three types we are taking. One, errors in sum and in difference. Second, errors in product and division. Third, error due to the power or the index of a measured quantity. So first we are taking error in sum and in difference. So dear students, if we are taking the quantity, there are the two quantity, and if that quantity are added and we get the new quantity, then we have a error in the new quantity also. So for the sum, suppose two physical quantities A and B have measured values A plus minus delta A and B plus minus delta B respectively, where delta A and delta B are their absolute errors. Absolute error delta Z can be found as Z is equal to A plus B. That means Z plus minus delta Z is equal to A plus minus delta A plus B plus minus delta B is equal to A plus B plus minus delta A plus delta B. So the maximum possible absolute error in Z is given by delta Z is equal to delta A plus delta B. Same way for the difference, Z is equal to A minus B. So Z plus minus delta Z is equal to A plus minus delta A minus B plus minus delta B is equal to A minus B plus minus delta A minus plus delta B. So the maximum possible absolute error in the Z is given by plus minus delta Z is equal to plus minus delta A minus plus delta B. Here there are four possible values: plus delta A minus delta B, plus delta A plus delta B, minus delta A minus delta B, minus delta A plus delta B, in which plus delta A plus delta B is the maximum value. Thus, the maximum value of absolute error in Z is again delta A plus delta B. Hence, the rule is when two quantities are added or subtracted, the absolute error in the final result is the sum of the absolute errors in the individual quantities. Now, second, error in product and in division. Suppose Z is equal to A into B and the measured values of A and B are A plus minus delta A and B plus minus delta B. Then Z plus minus delta Z is equal to A plus minus delta A into B plus minus delta B equal to AB plus minus A delta B plus minus B delta A plus minus delta A into delta B. Dividing left hand side by Z and right hand side by AB, we have 1 plus minus delta Z upon Z is equal to 1 plus minus delta A upon A plus minus delta B upon B plus minus delta A upon A into delta B upon B. Since delta A upon A and delta B upon B are very small, so we shall ignore their product. Hence the maximum fractional error in Z is given as delta Z upon Z is equal to delta A upon A plus delta B upon B. This is same applicable for division also. Hence, the rule, when two quantities are multiplied or divided, the maximum relative or fractional error in the result is the sum of the fractional errors in each quantity. Third, we are taking error due to the power, means index of a measured quantity. Suppose Z is equal to A square is equal to A into A. Then delta Z upon Z is equal to delta A upon A plus delta A upon A equal to 2 times delta A upon A. Same way, if Z is equal to A raised to n, then delta Z upon Z is equal to n times delta A upon A. So, the quantity in the formula which has large power is responsible for maximum error. Therefore, it should be measured with greater accuracy. So, dear students, we have taken here the combination of the error in the sum, addition, subtraction, product means multiplication, in the division, and the error due to the power index of the measured quantity. So, by using these rules, we can find out the errors in the final result also. So, let us take the example based on it. Two resistors of R1 is equal to 100 plus minus 3 ohm and R2 is equal to 200 plus minus 4 ohm are connected in series. Find the maximum absolute error in the equivalent resistance of the combination. Express equivalent resistance with percentage error. So, dear friends, here two resistor values are given. So, total resistance in the series is given by R is equal to R1 plus R2, and total resistance, that is written by R plus minus delta R, is equal to R1 plus R2 plus minus delta R1 plus delta R2 is equal to 100 plus 200 plus minus 3 plus 4 equal to 300 plus minus 7 ohm. Now, the percentage error is given by delta R upon R into 100. So, here it is 7 upon 300 into 100. So, it is the 7 by 3 is equal to 2.3%. Next example, in an experiment to determine the density of a sphere, the percentage error in measurement of mass is 0.26% and percentage error in measurement of radius is 0.38%. What will be percentage error in the determination of its density? So, here we have to find out the percentage error of the density. Here delta m upon m is given as, in terms of the percentage error, equal to 0.26%. So, delta m upon m into 100 equal to 0.26%, delta r upon r into 100 equal to 0.38% given. Now, density of the sphere rho equal to m upon v is equal to m upon 4 by 3 pi r cube. So, v is equal to here 4 by 3 pi r cube. Error in density is equal to delta rho upon rho is equal to delta m upon m plus 3 times delta r upon r. So, percentage error in the density is given by delta rho upon rho into 100 is equal to delta m upon m plus 3 delta r upon r into 100 is equal to 0.26 plus 3 into 0.38%. So, total we get the 1.40%. This is the answer. Next question, in an experiment to determine the density of an object mass and volume are recorded as m is equal to 3 plus minus 0.12 kilogram and volume is equal to 10 plus minus 1 meter cube respectively. Calculate the fractional error and percentage error in measurement of the density. Here rho is equal to m by v. So fractional error in the density is given by delta rho upon rho is equal to delta m upon m plus delta v upon v. So it is equal to 0.12 upon 3 plus 1 upon 10. So delta rho upon rho is equal to 0.14. So percentage error is equal to 0.14 into 100 is equal to 14 percentage. Now another example we are taking. The period of oscillation of a simple pendulum is given by t is equal to 2 pi root L upon g. The length L of the pendulum is about 10 cm and is known as to 1 mm accuracy. The period of oscillation is about 0.5 second. The time of 100 oscillation is measured with a watch of 1 second resolution. Calculate percentage error in measurement of the small g. So here t is equal to periodic time is equal to 2 pi under root L upon g. This is the very well known equation. From this we get t square is equal to 4 pi square L upon g, or small g is equal to 4 pi square L upon t square. That means delta g upon g is equal to delta L upon L plus 2 times delta capital T upon capital T. This is the first equation. Here delta L is equal to 1 millimeter is equal to 0.1 centimeter, small l is equal to 10 centimeter. So total time small t is equal to n times periodic time is equal to 0.5 into 100 is equal to 50 second, and delta t is equal to 1 second. Here capital T is equal to small t upon n and delta capital T is equal to delta small t upon n. Hence delta t upon t is equal to small delta t upon small t. So delta g upon g is equal to delta L upon L plus 2 times delta small t upon small t, which is substituting by delta t upon t in the first equation. So delta g upon g is equal to 0.1 upon 10 plus 2 into 1 upon 50. So we get the value 0.05. Hence delta g upon g is equal to 0.05. That means the percentage error in measurement of the g is given by delta g upon g into 100 is equal to 0.05 into 100 is equal to 5%. So this is the answer. So dear students, in this way you can solve the different example based on the combination of the error. Now in our textbook GSEB NCERT in the second chapter, page number 25, 26, 27, illustrations are given. So please refer the illustration as a homework. Illustration 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 2.10, 2.11 and 2.12. So in next time we will take the significant figures and their rules and some illustration based on the significant numbers. Okay, thank you.